Hi, my name is Dickenson, and this week I am here in beautiful Ahwatukee, Arizona. Stay tuned. I'm going to tell you why I'm here this week, the things I love about Ahwatukee, and why you might like to consider living here if you're thinking of relocating to Arizona. So stay tuned. I'm going to tell you all about it. Okay, I am today going to do something a little bit different because typically I talk about Northern Arizona. That's where I live. 98% of the time I will be posting about living in Northern Arizona. But since I'm in Ahwatukee this week, I thought, what the heck? I know all about it. I lived here between 1995 and 2018. So why not tell you a little bit about this beautiful neighborhood that I called home for so many years. The reason I'm here is because recently, meaning last week, we had to put my mother in an assisted living facility. Just about a year ago, my mother started to develop symptoms of Alzheimer's. She has deteriorated rapidly. And a week ago, we had to move her into assisted living. We had to take away her car, and now we're sorting through her estate, trying to get this home listed up for sale, hopefully by Labor Day weekend. So it's a sombering task. My mother is okay, though, in the new home. She does like it, but that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm going to tell you about Ahwatukee. So first, let me explain where it is. Ahwatukee is actually part of Phoenix, Arizona. We have a Phoenix address, but it's kind of considered a suburb, and it's got this nickname, Ahwatukee, and it was once, or probably still is, considered the world's largest cul-de-sac because it's at the very southern tip of Phoenix. To the north is South Mountain Park, South Mountain mountain range. So there'll be no development north of this neighborhood. And to the south is the Gila Indian Reservation, and there won't be any development south of here. Now, for many years, in fact, just until 2019, there was only one way in and one way out, but now they have opened the 202, and you can get to the west side of town very quickly, whereas before you had to drive all the way around South Mountain. Now, on the other side of the I-10 is Chandler, Arizona, and Chandler has now become kind of a technology engineering hub of the state, and actually Arizona is becoming a high-tech hub of the nation. So if you're considering moving and relocating to Arizona because of your job, this is someplace you should consider. Now, I moved to Ahwatukee in 1995, and the reason was because I was working for Intel. So prior to working into real estate, I was actually a technology geek. I worked as a programmer analyst, a business analyst, and a data analyst throughout my whole career, which started in 1986. And then in about 2016, I decided I wanted to do something different, and I went into real estate, which I also love. So it's all good. It's just, sometimes there's time for a change. So the location is why I decided to live in Ahwatukee. You can get to Chandler and many of the high-tech jobs in 15 minutes or maybe slightly more. You can get to Sky Harbor Airport in 15 minutes. It's a very beautiful area, very nice homes, all size ranges. You have some smaller homes, you have large luxury homes, townhomes, condominiums, but they're all very well maintained, so that's nice. Some parts of Phoenix, what you consider pockety, where you have a pocket of beautiful homes, and very close by you'll have some rundown homes, but here everyone seems to take care of their homes very well, so that's definitely a plus. And now that the 202 is open, you can get to the west side of town very quickly. If you work at Amazon, for instance, you can get there in about 25 minutes, so that part is wonderful. So I'm going to tell you all the things I like and why I like it. Again, I lived here between 1995 and 2018. I have owned 4 homes in this area during that time period. And besides being close to Intel, it's got great views. It's one of the suburbs of Phoenix that you can actually see a mountain range, South Mountain, so that's great about it. It's part of the excelling Kyrene School District. So if you have kids, they'll have a great place to go to school all through elementary, high school, middle school and then high school. We're part of Tempe Union High School. There are 2 high schools in the area. There's Mountain Park High School and Desert Vista High School. And everything you need is nearby. So you don't even have to leave Ahwatukee very often if you don't want to. There's grocery stores, there are bars, there are restaurants, there's shopping, there's a Target, there's Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Best Buy, many good stores, gyms, there's a Mountainside Fitness, there's the YMCA, and there's some other gyms as well. Very close access to a lot of good hiking trailheads. So again, South Mountain Park right there. Many good trailheads to get started if you're into hiking. And now that the 202 is open, like I say, you can easily get to the other side of town, and that part is great. Now, of course, the cons. One of the biggest cons is during the holiday season, traffic on Ray Road is terrible because right off of the Ray Road exit, there are many stores people shop for Christmas, like JCPenney, Target, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, that kind of thing. So just know the whole month of December, you're not going to want to take the Ray Road exit. You're going to want to either go up to Warner Road or south to Chandler Boulevard. So that's not that bad of a thing. And the other, of course, is it's just so hot in the summertime. I mean, here it's early August and it's going to be 109, but that's not just Ahwatukee. That's the whole Valley of the Sun. The whole Maricopa County is basically very hot in the summer. Of course, on the opposite end, you got beautiful winters. I mean, amazing winter. So, hey, wherever you live, you're going to either have bad winter or bad summer. So make up your mind. Just know the summers here are hot. So now I'm going to tell you about this particular neighborhood that I am in today. It's called Canyon Estates. It's my favorite neighborhood in Ahwatukee, and the reason being is that it's walking distance to Kyrene de la Colina and Centennial Middle School and Mountain Point High School, which up to a couple of years had the best football team in the state. You could get there very quickly. Your kids can either walk or just give them a quick drive if they're not of driving age yet. So that, just being close to the schools, very good schools. This is a very family-friendly neighborhood, and just look around at the homes here. They're all beautiful, many luxury homes. This one I'll get into details in a little bit, is kind of a family home, but just look around. It's this great neighborhood, not too deep into the foothills. It's only about 3 miles off of the Ray Road exit. And there is a trailhead that you can get to in the neighborhood. So when I lived in this neighborhood, I'd throw on my hiking gear, walk 5 minutes to the trailhead, and you have now a beautiful mountain hike where once you get up there, you got great views of everywhere, but it's a really vigorous hike. And back then I was actually in really good physical shape. I need to start doing that again, but I digress. The nice thing too about that trailhead is it's kind of private. It's access from this neighborhood, so people don't know about it, and it's not super busy all the time. Now, this particular neighborhood is part of Mountain Park Ranch, which is the homeowners association. The nice thing about Mountain Park Ranch is it's not really that intrusive, because some of them can be, and it's not that expensive, has not raised their dues in the entire time I've lived in Ahwatukee, like the last 20 years, and they're cheap. It's like $150 semi-annually. I'll have to check and see if that's correct, but cheap. And you have 3 community pools. So you have nice community pools where you have a big pool, you have a jacuzzi, you have a little picnic area, you have a tennis court, and you have a playground for the kids. So many times people would have their child's birthday party over at the pool, even in the wintertime, because it's like a nice play area for the kids, and then you don't have to host it at your own home. Everybody knows where it is, and it's a great place for that. Let me see if there's anything else that you care about. Just the fact it's a great neighborhood with lots of kids activities. So let me tell you something else about the Kyrene district for kids. So I have a son with high functioning autism, and he has been in the Kyrene school district since 3 years old, where they have a integrated preschool program for disabled kids. So he went to preschool there all through elementary school. They have great program for special needs kids. Now, during middle school, we thought we were smart and put them in basis Ahwatukee. Great program if you have exceptionally gifted kids, but do not put an autistic kid in a charter school. I digress. He went back to Mountain Point. Mountain Point, again, the staff did everything he needed. If we had a request, they would accommodate us. And he graduated from Mountain Point High School when he was 18 years old, which is great for a disabled child to graduate on time, 18 years old. But if not for the brilliant staff at these schools here, that could never have happened. So, and I also have a daughter that went through the entire school system, graduated in 2020, just last fall, with the drive-through graduation ceremony because of the virus, which was the weirdest thing I had ever seen. But just so, I'm just trying to give you an example of how good the schools are and what a great family neighborhood. Now I'm going to go into details on this particular home. So if you're just wanting to hear about Ahwatukee, you could tune out right now. But before you do that, please, if you liked the video, hit like and maybe even subscribe. Again, I almost always talk about living in northern Arizona, but occasionally I will post a video about another part of the state, particularly Phoenix, because I did grow up here and live here most of my life. So the reason I like this home, this neighborhood, is look around. I mean, the homes surrounding this neighborhood are beautiful on all sides. And the neighbors, the people that live here, are great. I loved living here. Everybody was nice and kind, and they're actually tolerant of special needs kids if you're thinking of the neighborhood because of that reason. But this particular home I'm going to tell you about, this is my mother's home. She bought this in 2004, 2 months after my father passed away unexpectedly. She has lived in this home until a week ago when we put her in assisted living, and she has maintained the home throughout. Anytime something went wrong, she would call a repairman. She had the house painted. She had the pool maintained with the pool man. So it's in good shape. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect. It was built in 1995, so you're not buying a brand new home. Just remember that. I am expecting to list this home around Labor Day weekend, hopefully slightly before, for the high $400,000 range. I'm not sure just yet, but maybe 490, 495-ish. And it's a 2,434 square feet, so it's a good size. It is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. And it's split, so you have a beautiful master suite on one side, and you have 3 bedrooms on the other side. So if you have teenagers or small kids, you're a little bit separate, and they can be up giggling with each other at night, and they won't bother you. Now, both of these bathrooms have been redone. The kitchen was partially redone. We got granite tops and new appliances, but they are the original oak cabinets. I had planned to resurface the cabinets, but we just don't have time for that. So, new buyer, if you don't like oak, and it's out of style, even though they're quality cabinets, you might want to refinish them, and that's really not that expensive to do. So a really good thing about this particular home, it is a single story. In Ahwatukee, there's many 2 stories. So single stories are awesome. You don't have to go upstairs. You don't have to vacuum stairs. That's the biggest pain ever, is vacuuming the staircase. And this is on a great block. We have a pool, a nice pool in the yard. And the good thing about this pool here is that about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun goes over and you're swimming in shade. So that's awesome. Now, there's no jacuzzi, but a nice pool, and this is a desert landscaping, so it's actually very easy to maintain the landscaping here. There's a 3-car garage, but it's actually a split bay garage. You have a 2-car garage on one side and a single bay garage on the other side if you want to make a workshop in there, or park your motorcycles, or just park your fancy smaller car like a Jaguar, even though a full-size car can fit in there. Let me see what else you might want to know. It's just a good neighborhood. Now I'm going to tell you the con again to this particular home is, again, we're in hot. It's going to be 109 today. That affects all of Phoenix, Maricopa County, the Valley of the Sun. So you just got to decide, do I want a hot, miserable summer, or do I want a cold, miserable winter. There's give and take to everything. So the winters here are gorgeous, but just know you're going to be hot. You're going to have high electric bills because your air conditioning runs like quite a bit in the summertime, but that's how we deal with it. We just turn up the air conditioning. Again, in this particular home, you've got a small backyard, so if you want a big grassy yard for your kids, this might not be the choice for you, but it's an easy to maintain yard, and there is plenty of space to sit and have a party on the patio. The other con is that we have got oak cabinets, and oak, again, is just out of style. So good cabinets, but oak, and they have granite tops, but you might want to resurface the cabinet. One last thing is my mother has Alzheimer's, so she's going to have a hard time remembering all the stuff that she has done when we fill out the seller disclosure form, but I will help her. I remember everything that was done. I just might not have the dates exactly right, but we will be close. And that might be about it on Ahwatukee, Canyon Estates, and this particular home that is about to go up for sale. One last thing about this home, if you're interested, of course, drop me a line. Again, it won't be ready until about Labor Day weekend because we have to sort through my mother's estate, which is a very somber thing. I just want you to know my mother is okay. She's in a beautiful assisted living facility and she seems to like it. There are many people her own age. I guess that is another con. If you're an older, above 65, there won't be a lot of other people your age in this neighborhood. There are a lot of families with kids, so you might not be right for you if you're over 65, unless you don't care. And I cannot represent you as a buyer, though, because that gets a little bit of conflict of interest. I'm going to be loyal to my mother. This is her house. So if you're interested, if I'm in town, I can show it to you, but I cannot write up an offer contract. However, I have many realtor friends that I can refer you to. Craig, my friend and colleague, is 2 doors down. Cynthia lives up the block. And I have another brilliant friend, Donna, who is great with international buyers. I can send you to any of them to either show the home or write a contract. So that's it. I'm Dawn Dickenson. Almost always post about living in Northern Arizona with an occasional post about the Valley of the Sun. If you like the video, please hit like and subscribe. I post something on a topic every single week. So I hope to see you back here next week. Usually post at the end of the week, Thursday or Friday, sometimes the weekend, but I do what I can. And I hope to see you all next week.